Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like your internal battery is just, well, running low, no matter how much you rest?
Yeah, that feeling.
Right.
Deep fatigue that just sort of lingers.
Exactly. Even if you grab a coffee, for that temporary jolt, it doesn't always cut it.
It often doesn't.
So today we're taking a deep dive into some really fascinating material, stuff that suggests those surface-level fixes. They aren't actually getting to the fundamental source of our energy woes.
Right. It shifts the focus inward, doesn't it?
Totally. To the microscopic powerhouses living inside every single one of your cells, your mitochondria.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been looking at some intriguing sources centered around something called an Advanced Mitochondrial Formula. It's presented as like rocket fuel for these crucial parts of our cells.
And what's really compelling, I think, in the sources we've looked at, is how directly they link that robust cellular energy production to your overall vitality.
Yeah, like how useful you feel. Resilience.
Exactly. All of it. So our mission in this deep dive is really to extract the core insights from this material, understand the specific claims being made about fatigue, about the aging process.
And then look at the actual components, the things proposed to address these issues.
Precisely. You're going to get a shortcut, hopefully, to understanding the potential benefits and the suggested mechanisms behind supporting your mitochondrial health, at least according to this source material.
Okay. So the material kicks off making a pretty bold statement. It says things like caffeine, maybe sugar, to give you that fleeting energy spike, right?
A temporary lift, yeah.
But they don't solve the underlying problem of persistent fatigue. So if stimulants aren't the real answer, what is the root cause the material points to?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the argument presented is that the true issue isn't about needing external stimulation. It's more about a deficiency, kind of, in fundamental energy production within your cells.
Inside the cells themselves.
Right. Just think about it. Every single cell in your body, from your brain cells to your muscle cells, your heart, they all need a constant supply of energy to function properly.
It makes sense.
So, logically, less cellular energy means impaired function, just poorer performance across the board.
And that's what leads to feeling older or just constantly tired.
That's the connection the material makes, yes.
Yeah.
And the central player in this whole critical energy process, according to our source, is the mitochondria.
The powerhouses. And here's where the material reveals some, well, surprising claims about these tiny things. It highlights two key points you might not immediately connect with mitochondria. First, they're described as the single most important key to healthy aging.
The most important. That's a strong claim.
It is. And second, it's claimed that it's not only possible to make your mitochondria stronger, more efficient.
But you can actually increase their number.
Yeah, increase their number within your cells, like essentially building more power plant.
That's pretty wild. And that whole concept, it leads us directly to a molecule the sources mention quite a bit.
NAD.
NAD, yeah. Often described, maybe a bit sensationally, as a miracle molecule.
Yeah.
Apparently, it has celebrities buzzing about its youthful energy benefits.
Okay, NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. The source material really emphasizes how vital it is. But why? Why is it so indispensable for how our cells work?
Well, a key point the source explores is NAD's role as a crucial coenzyme. You can sort of think of it like a vital shuttle bus.
Okay.
It transports electrons during the metabolic reactions that actually generate energy inside the mitochondria.
Ah, so it's essential for the energy production line itself.
Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
Without enough NAD, those energy production lines, they basically just grind to a halt. The material really stresses that everybody functions. Your brain thinking, your heart beating, your hormones, physical drive. It all relies on NAD.
Wow. Okay.
And what's critical to grasp here, according to the source, is that while your mitochondria are great at making NAD when you're young,
that changes as we age.
Dramatically declines, yeah. The source claims that by the time you hit your 40s, your NAD levels might plummet to like half of what they were in your 20s.
Half. That's significant.
And it keeps dropping after that.
So to really illustrate the potential impact of this decline and maybe the benefits of supporting mitochondria, the material introduces us to Dr. Frank Schallenberger.
Right, the 77-year-old physician.
And while the source says he looks his age, he reportedly doesn't feel it. In fact, the numbers presented are, well, they're quite striking.
Yeah, what's fascinating about his reported metrics is just how much they seem to defy that typical age-related decline.
Like what specifically?
Okay, so according to the source, Lung capacity at 102%. That's apparently better than an average 40-year-old. Functional strength, 115% again. Higher than an average 40-year-old.
Impressive.
And his metabolic markers? Fasting blood sugar at 88, fasting insulin at 4.
Well,
Both excellent. His resting heart rate is reportedly 54, like an athlete half his age.
wow.
And body fat, a lean 13%, which is considered ideal for a fit man decades younger.
So the material basically emphasizes that these numbers let him keep up this incredibly active life.
Exactly. Seeing patients, doing research, writing, podcasting, seminars, cycling Lake Tahoe, backpacking, even cutting trees, apparently.
That's quite a list for anyone, let alone someone 77.
It is. And it's important for you, the listener, to know that the source also clarifies something important here.
What's that?
It states he is compensated for formulating and endorsing this specific product we're discussing.
Okay, good to know that context. So given this potential impact, the natural next question is, what does the material propose as a way to actually support mitochondrial function? Boost energy production.
Right. Which brings us to a question many people might have. What is the best mitochondrial supplement according to this particular source material?
And it points to a specific product, doesn't it? The Advanced Mitochondrial Formula.
It does. And the source highlights 3 primary mitobooster nutrients. These are presented as kind of the core of the formula's effectiveness.
I think what it is.
First, niacinamide. It's a special form of vitamin B3. The claim is pretty bold. It boosts NAD levels by 3,000% almost instantly.
3,000%. Wow. Okay, what's next?
Second is D-ribose. This is a 5-carbon sugar. Reportedly, it fuels mitochondria directly with the essential building block of ATP, our cellular energy currency.
Right, ATP.
And crucially, it supposedly does this without raising blood sugar.
Interesting. And the third one?
Third is itidori extract, specifically Polygonum cuscuspidum. This is said to activate sirtuins.
Sirtuins. Those are sometimes called longevity genes, right?
Exactly. They're described as a family of proteins really important for cellular health, things like DNA repair, inflammation, metabolism. The source positions them as the body's longevity enzymes, kind of like an anti-aging switch influencing how cells handle stress and age.
So this blend, the source suggests, is a key pathway for, how to improve mitochondrial function naturally using these nutrients.
That seems to be the argument, yes, using these specific natural compounds.
Okay, but beyond those main 3, the formula also includes, 8 additional energy-enhancing nutrients?
That's right, 8 more.
So what roles do these other components claim to play? How do they fit in?
That's a good question. It shows sort of the multifaceted approach the source describes for this formula. So you've got pyrroloquinoline, quinona, or PQQ.
PQQ.
This one is said to activate a gene that actually tells your brain cells to make new mitochondria.
Make new ones, not just support the existing ones.
That's the claim. A fascinating idea about actually increasing the number of powerhouses. Then there's acetylcarnitine.
Heard of that one.
Yeah, it's described as being easily absorbed and really efficient at shuttling healthy fats into your mitochondria to be used as fuel.
Okay, fuel delivery. What else?
Coenzyme Q10, CoQ10. You've probably heard of that too. It's a powerful antioxidant, but also a vital component within the mitochondria's electron transport chain.
So directly involved in making ATP.
Directly involved, yeah. Enabling that energy production. Then we find quercetin. It's a polyphenol, and its role here is reportedly to improve the absorption of another ingredient, curcumin.
Synergy between ingredients.
Seems to be the idea. There's also alpha-lipoic acid, which is primarily for protecting against cellular damage from free radicals.
Antioxidant protection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then curcumin itself, which the source claims can improve VO2 max.
VO2 max. That's about oxygen use during exercise, right?
Endurance. Precisely. A key indicator of aerobic fitness. And to help make sure these things get absorbed properly, there's bioperine.
Black pepper extract.
That's the one. It supposedly boosts the absorption of quercetin 6-fold and curcumin by a huge 20-fold factor.
20 times. That's a lot.
It is. And finally, magnesium. Presented as an absorbable energy mineral that's also gentle on the stomach.
Okay, quite a list of ingredients there. So the source material naturally makes some pretty strong assertions about what you can actually expect from taking this advanced mitochondrial formula. For our listeners wondering, what are the benefits of mitochondrial formula according to the product's guarantee?
Well, The material offers a 100% satisfaction money-back guarantee. That's pretty standard. But it specifically states you'll feel an energy boost in as little as 3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay.
And it further claims you'll continue to see dramatic improvements, energy levels, stamina, even things like joint health, memory, and more over a 90-day period.
90 days for the full effect, potentially.
That seems to be the time frame suggested. The overarching promise really is that the formula will give you more out of life.
More life in your life kind of thing.
Yeah, more confidence, excitement, energy, strength, youthfulness, fun. That's the picture painted.
And I assume the source provides some customer testimonials or reviews to back this up.
It does, several actually. For example, there's a Daniel L. who reported immediate results quite quick with an increase in energy and stamina that lasts throughout the day.
Okay.
A Cynthia N. shared feeling much better with no swollen glands. John R. felt great with extra energy in the first month.
A month in for him?
And there's Barbara W. and her husband. They apparently noticed an increase in energy levels after just a week, found themselves powering through gardening and household projects.
A week is fast. But there's usually a disclaimer with these, right?
Always. And it's important for you, the listener, to really keep this in mind. The disclaimer accompanying these testimonials in the source material clearly states, these customer statements may not reflect the typical purchaser's experience.
And are not intended to represent or guarantee that anyone will achieve the same or similar results.
Exactly. And it finishes with, your results may vary. So individual experiences can differ quite a bit.
Good reminder. What about overall ratings mentioned?
The source mentions citing 62 reviews with a 4.2 average rating, and that 82% of those reviewers recommended the supplement.
Okay, so pulling this all together then, we've really delved into this compelling case the material makes for mitochondria being like the absolute core of our energy levels and how we age.
Yeah, the foundation.
And we've explored how this targeted blend of nutrients, especially the ones aimed at boosting NAD, is proposed as a direct way to support them, to potentially unlock some renewed vitality.
Right. Which kind of leads us to a final thought, maybe for you to ponder. As we all navigate the complexities of our body's cellular functions, how can we best discern, and then how can we best support those truly foundational processes, the ones that keep us feeling vital, energetic, maybe even young again, regardless of the specific solutions or products being presented?
That's a really good question. How do we support the foundation itself?
It's a fascinating and I think increasingly important area to continue exploring for yourself.